Good morning, students. In the previous chapters, you learned about the curves in space. Now, what is curve in space? That is the locus of a point whose position vector is the function of single parameter. And today, we will discuss the concept of a surface. Now, what is a surface? Surface is the locus of a point whose Cartesian coordinates are the function of two parameters. Those two parameters are independent variables, which we have denoted here by u and v. Means if the coordinates of the point are x, y, z, then x, y and z are the functions of u and v. Here we have denoted x as the function of u and v, y is equal to guv, means y is also a function of u and v, and z we have denoted by h, which is also a function of u and v. These equations are called the parametric equations of a surface, or this kind of representation of the surface is also called explicit representation of the surface. Here the parameters u and v takes real values. In the vector form, we can write the equation of the surface in the form vector r is equal to vector r as the function of u and v. Means we can say that in vector form, a surface is the locus of a point whose position vector is the function of two independent variables, and those two independent variables are called parameters. So this represents the vector form of the surface. Next we will define implicit representation of the surface. The relation of the form function of x, y, z is equal to 0. This kind of form is implicit equation of the surface. If in this equation this z is the function of x and y, then this kind of representation is called Munge's form of the surface. Next is the definition. What is class of a surface? If we take the explicit representation of the surface given by x is equal to function of uv, y is equal to function of uv, z is equal to function of uv, then the surface is said to be of class R if these three functions f, g and h, these are single value functions, continuous, and also they have partial derivatives of order R. Then we say that the surface is of class R. Now the next is, what is regular point and what are the singularities on a surface? Let us take a surface and a point P on the surface having the position vector given by the components x as the function of uv, y as the function of uv, z as the function of uv. Let us denote r1 by the partial derivative of vector r with respect to parameter u, and vector r2 as the partial derivative of vector r with respect to parameter v. Then vector r1 has the components curl x by curl u, curl y by curl u, and curl z by curl u. And vector r2 has the components curl x by curl v, curl y by curl v, curl z by curl v. Then we say that the point P is regular point if the cross product of these two vectors r1 and r2 is not equal to 0. If this product is 0, in that case the point P is called the point of singularity. Generally we have two types of singularities. The first type of singularity is essential singularity. Essential singularity means which is due to the nature of the surface, or we can say these are due to the geometrical properties of the surface. Geometrical properties means they are independent of the choice of parametric representation. For example, the vertex of a cone, that is essential singularity. The next kind of singularity is artificial singularity. These kind of singularities are due to the particular parametric representation. For example, if we take the pole of a pole in a plane referred to polar coordinates, let us take a point whose polar coordinates are r and theta. Then the position vector of this point can be written as r cos theta, r sin theta, 0. Let us find r1 and r2. r1 means the partial derivative of this vector r with respect to this r. Now the derivative of r with respect to r is 1, so this will become cos theta, this will become sin theta, and this is 0. Now r2 means the derivative, partial derivative of vector r with respect to parameter theta. So cos theta, derivative of r cos theta will be minus r sin theta, and derivative of r sin theta will be r cos theta, and its derivative is 0. Now if we find r1 cross r2, this product is r into k cap. Now if we consider the point as origin, then this will become 0 vector. Thus we can say that the origin means pole in the plane, that is artificial singularity. Now the next topic is transformation of parameters. We can transform the set of parameters into another set of parameters. Let us take the another set of parameters is capital U, capital V, and let us transform these parameters into these parameters by using the transformation capital U is equal to function of the old parameters u and v, and capital V is equal to the function of the parameters u and v. Now here we will consider only those transformations which transform regular points into regular points, and for the regular points r1 cross r2 is not equal to 0. So let us find r1 and r2. Now vector r1 means the partial derivative of vector r with respect to parameter u. Now let us find this derivative. So this can be written as the partial derivative of vector r with respect to capital U into the partial derivative of capital U with respect to the parameter u plus curl r by curl v into curl v by curl u. Now the function u and v are phi and psi, so we can substitute the values here, and similarly we can find the vector r2. Vector r2 means partial derivative of vector r with respect to the parameter v. So again by definition we can find the partial derivative of vector r with respect to v, and substituting the values of capital U and capital V, which are phi and psi respectively. Now let us find r1 cross r2. If we find r1 cross r2, we can see the cross product of curl r by curl u with itself, that is 0 vector, and also the cross product of curl r by curl v with itself, that is also 0. So r1 cross r2 will reduce to this form. Now this can be written in the form of a determinant. So r1 cross r2 is equal to curl r by curl u into curl r by curl v into the determinant in which first row is curl phi by curl u, curl phi by curl v, and the second row consists of curl psi by curl u, curl psi by curl v, and this is actually the Jacobian of the functions phi and psi with respect to the parameters u and v. Now for the regular points in the parameters capital U and capital V, curl r by curl u cross curl r by curl v, that is not equal to 0. So here if this is not equal to 0 and this is also not equal to 0, so that must also be not equal to 0. So we can say that the transformation which we defined by capital U and capital V, that transformation under this condition is called proper transformation. Next is the definition. What are curvilinear equations of curve on a surface? If we consider a surface given by this equation, here u and v are the parameters. If these u and v are the functions of single parameter, in that case vector r will also be a function of that single parameter t, and we know that if the locus of a point becomes a function of single parameter, then that defines a curve. Therefore the locus of this point is a curve lying on the surface. Here these two equations, u is equal to function of t and v is equal to function of t. These two equations are called curvilinear equations of the curve on the surface. Vector r is equal to vector r as the function of u and v. Now last definition is what are parametric curves. Let us consider this with the equation of a surface. If we keep any one of the two parameters constant, then we get two curves which are called parametric curves. If we keep u is equal to if we keep v is equal to constant and u varies, then the point having the position vector as vector r as the function of uc. This curve is called u curve, or we can say parametric curve v is equal to constant. In the same way, if we keep u is equal to constant and if we keep u is equal to constant, then as v varies, then the point having the position vector as a function of c and v, that describes v curve, or it is also called parametric curve u is equal to c. So these were some concepts related to the surface.